Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo June 18, 2022. You might recognize something that's held you back, and you now want to release yourself from it. With today's Mars-Chiron alignment, you could face a truth or a belief is challenged. Either way, you're growing and learning. You can become aware of your deeper desires, and events can trigger your vulnerabilities, which is revealing. It's an important time not only to face and recognize your fears but also to work through some of them. Physical activities that help you express your emotions can be beneficial. Built-up frustrations need a healthy outlet for release, and perhaps a competitive one will do the trick right now. You might be in the position to teach or inspire someone with your actions or example. Enjoy the feelings of inspiration, but don't let impatience spoil a good thing. Fortunately, patience is easier as the day advances, as your ruler, the Sun, heads into harmony with Saturn. It's a good time to put more faith in someone and believe in your capabilities. It's a good time for establishing rules, guidelines, plans, and strategies. A complex creative project might require some in-depth research today, and therefore you could well spend much of the day on the internet or buried in the stacks of the local library. This is apt to be a subject you love, so you won't mind the time you're putting in, and the inspiration that comes your way could well last for a while. You might even be able to treat this project as a business enterprise and thereby give it more substance. Enjoy your day. What have you learned that could better shape your professional trajectory and development? As Mars conjuncts Chiron in Aries today, you should consider reflecting on your past experiences that have played a role in your professional development. Old teachers, mentors, courses, workshops, institutions, and even trips may come to mind. Instead of being upset about what you did or did not do, try to find the silver lining. There is always something to learn from your past experiences that can give you the courage to carry on your way in your professional path. Some disturbing news could come to you today. This isn't likely to be anything concerning you directly. It's more apt to be something about the entire world situation that might eventually reflect on you indirectly, or it could be gossip about someone you know. Whatever it is, make sure that you check it out before accepting it as a fact. The information you receive could be garbled, and the situation is probably far more positive than it appears. You are full of energy and other people are carried away with it. You feel like going out and having fun. Who could say no to that? It will be easy to encourage others to participate. If you end up on the town on your own, which is unlikely, but possible, you'll have no trouble finding company. It's all good fun today. Even if you're stuck at a job for 8 hours, you'll find ways to pass the time. Who says you can't have fun at your desk? Make the most of your work schedule. Be prepared for love to become a more permanent feature. You don't have to do much to get yourself noticed. Your secret is to simply be yourself, even if sometimes you feel a little uncertain. What matters is you're prepared for any eventuality. It's in the most unexpected of places your dream lover can appear. The atmosphere of the day is quite energizing. Your sense of integrity will be strong today, and taking the easy way out of a painful situation won't be an option you're willing to consider. Your honor won't allow it. If you gave your word to do something, then no matter how difficult it may be to keep your promise, you will still do so. Good for you. Integrity is one of the most important characteristics a person can have. Subconscious memories often surface under an influence. Oftentimes, this kind of thing will happen through a dream, and if the memories are painful, it will be important for you to find the support you need. This vibration also strengthens the bonds between people in a one-on-one setting. This can really help you to connect with a close friend or partner to work out the things you recall. Don't brush your needs off. Talking can do a world of good. Having the moon in your relationship sector as a friendly aspect between the Sun and Saturn separates allows you to hold on to and embrace the positive conditions this has created for friendship and relationship building. This comes just as Venus has finished her transit across the North Node and is entering her final days in your career sector. She has been empowered by the moon's departure from your work sector yesterday. While this means heading into the weekend with your work and professional hats on, the focus on friendship and relationship building will not only continue but is set to increase as the Sun and Moon move into harmony. While a friendly aspect between the Sun in your friendship sector and Saturn in your relationship sector is now separating, this is something that is still having a positive impact. With the Moon not leaving your relationship sector until tomorrow, this is not only a chance to remain emotionally engaged but connected with the planets that are working to promote friendship and relationship building. Our eyes in the sky. With the Moon in spontaneous, expansive and adventurous Aquarius, you're ready to stay out all night and party the hours away, but deep down somewhere you know that operating in non-stop entertainment mode has to come to an end at some point. And that point should probably be well before dawn if you have anything productive to do in the morning. Right? At the same time, we see a T-square forming between the Moon, Sun and Neptune in mutable signs, creating adaptability and a drive to submerge yourself in whatever's going on around you. While these can be very positive things, you'll have to be careful not to get too caught up in just going with the flow, bruh. This is classic. If your friends jumped off a bridge, would you jump too? Energy that the universe is throwing your way. Being too flexible and pliable, aka playable, can lead to trouble, especially in combination with the fiery Sag full moon. Your communication skills and mental clarity could take a small hit when the Moon forms an unbalanced aspect to Mercury later in the afternoon. If you've been working hard all day, now would be a good time to take a break and indulge in a healthy snack. As evening falls, you'll likely be in the mood for adventure and socialization. If you can swing it, try to make some plans to meet your best pals for dinner, and be sure to try out a place you've never been to before. In the pre-dawn hours, Mercury in Cancer forms a sextile to Uranus in Taurus, expanding our minds. This transit allows us to have dynamic conversations which broaden our awareness without causing controversy. Discussions may center around concepts of radical care and compassion, or how to foster empathy. We tend to assume that caring for others means to hold space for their comfort, which is not entirely inaccurate. However, there comes a time when comfort becomes coddling, which hinders one's ability to evolve and thrive. It is currently valuable to push others a bit outside of their conceptual comfort zones, and we expect the same treatment in return. In this way, self-discovery becomes the mechanism for engagement in the wider world. After sunup, the Moon sextiles Saturn in Aquarius. While we might typically jump into a new adventure without much forethought under the optimistic Aquarius Moon, Saturn provides patience and aids us in planning an agenda we can be confident in. Resultingly, our enthusiasm for the moment stays intact, but we can also get the logistical basics in order and ensure we have the necessary supplies. Whether we are prepping for a project or a trip, or planning long-term future goals, this transit will get our feet firmly planted on the ground so we can innovate with confidence without losing our critical sense of idealism.